as we know, have been protesting against the government's 3 new farm bills. Of course, farm laws. Of course, this exchange turned out to be more political than anything else, with the Prime Minister hitting out the opposition, particularly West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. So let's try and find out what the big highlights of this address were. Maushmi Das Gupta joins us for a second day in a row on government matters. So do start sending in your questions. And before that, a Merry Christmas to all our viewers. Maushmi, so we'll come to the political bit later, but talking about the administrative governance bit, we know this outreach is important to the BJP because the farmer protests have continued unabated. What were the big things that the Prime Minister said to assure farmers?
Rohit, this was one of the most direct appeal that the Prime Minister made to the farmers to come back to the negotiation table and talk on facts, and that the government is willing to listen. The government will listen to them with an open mind and try to address their grievances. Not only the farmers, the Prime Minister also said that even the opposition, those who are opposing the laws, should come to the discussion table and discuss on facts, on logic. And the government won't, be vindictive in its approach, despite the opposition, attacking the government on these 3 farm laws. So this is one of the most direct appeal to the farmers that the Prime Minister has made today, and it's a kind of a pan-India outreach today, because the occasion was the transfer of financial assistance to over 9 crore farmers under the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, the insurance scheme where farmers get 6,000 rupees in 3 installments. So it was a pan-India outreach, and he appealed directly to the farmers while highlighting what all measures that his government has taken to help support the farmers for their welfare, for their interests.
Right. So Maushmi, but this seems to be like a negotiation, or it's actually not a negotiation, it's a situation which is stuck, because while on one hand the farmers are demanding a complete repeal of the 3 laws, the government of course has made it clear that it's not going to repeal the laws. So has there been any indication of the softening of stance on either side as far as these points are concerned?
Ruhi, even today the PM didn't talk about whether the government will go back on the 3 farm laws. There was no mention of that. But the PM also used this opportunity to attack the opposition, especially poll-bound West Bengal and Kerala. West Bengal, it was a very scathing attack where he directly named Mamata Banerjee and blamed her ideology for
destroying
Bengal. And this comes, as you know, ahead of the Bengal polls, which is scheduled sometime mid next year. So he said that Bengal is one state which has not taken the benefit of PM Kisan scheme. Despite the fact there are some 70 lakhs that basically the opposition is indulging in a kind of event management, they are behind misleading the farmer. This was one point that he kept reiterating again and again throughout his speech, that the farmers, they are innocent, they are honest, and it's basically the fact that they have been misled by certain political parties, political ideologies, and they have been made to believe that this farm laws will be detrimental to them.
Right. So I think as we approach the West Bengal, Kerala, Assam elections, next year, the political aspect of this will get more and more heated. Okay, so this question is from Hitesh Nautiyal. What are the major schemes started by the Modi government which have been successful? And he says, Merry Christmas to you and the whole Print team. Thank you so much, Hitesh. Merry Christmas to you too from the entire Print team. So, okay, it's an interesting opening to talk about the Modi government schemes since 2014, which have been successful. Both you and I have traveled on the ground, to see what has translated well.
He spoke about a number of schemes. In fact, he listed out a number of schemes, number of initiatives that his government has taken since coming to power in 2014 for farmers' welfare. So he said that his government was the one which went ahead and implemented the Swaminathan Committee report, which was lying, I mean, all these years. I mean, the previous governments never made an effort to implement the Swaminathan Committee report. And in fact, one of the recommendations of the Swaminathan Committee report was to fix 1.5 times the production cost as MSP for farmers, and his government was the one which did it.
Right.
And then the number of crops for which MSP is available was also increased by the government. Then there were other schemes like the soil health scheme, and then crop insurance, PM Fasal Bima Yojana. So he said that there have been number of initiatives which has resulted in a better life for farmer, in improving the standard of living since 2014. And again, he attacked the opposition for not doing enough for farmers for the for the time they were in power all these years. Swaminathan Committee report, of course, was one. Again, on MSP also, I mean, they did nothing. These farm laws have been in the making for a long time, and these opposition parties, he said, when they were in power, they spoke about it, for it, and now because there is a farmer agitation, they are going out and opposing it.
Right. And in terms of the larger question, Mr. Nautiyal, about the Modi government schemes that have done well, I think we've seen that certain schemes, rural schemes like Ujjwala or schemes like the rural housing scheme have translated very well on the ground.
Yeah, he mentioned that also, that, you know, since his government came to power, it's not only the farm-centric schemes. In fact, the government has provided free gas connection, free electricity to farmers. Then they have been provided Pakka house under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. They have been provided health insurance under Ayushman Bharat.
Right.
So there's a whole gamut of schemes which was targeted at rural India to benefit the people, to benefit the farmers.
All right. Okay, Tanveer Panjwani, what are the new things that the PM said in his address to farmers? It's the obligation of the opposition parties to expose the flaws and talk about how the bills were passed in RS without division. So one, is there anything new that the PM said, or it was pretty much a repetition of what
pretty much he reiterated what he has been saying before. But the thing is that today it was
a direct outreach.
It was a direct outreach, and it has been the most scathing attack on the opposition so far, because till now he has been talking about how the opposition has been misleading the farmers and how they are spreading rumors. But today he mentioned West Bengal Trinamool Congress Chief Mamta Banerjee, he mentioned the Kerala government. So this has been the most direct attack on the opposition as well.
By the PM.
By the Prime Minister.
And the second part of his question was that, of course, it is, the opposition party's job. Surely it is the opposition party's job to, if there is an agitation,
That's one point that PM also made, that, the opposition parties who have the political ideologies and all the political parties which are associated with this movement now, they are not talking on facts and logic, and they keep changing the goalposts. Initially it was about the 3 farm laws, but now it has moved. Now they are saying that even the tolls on highways should be removed. So where does this thing come in this whole narrative of farm laws? So the opposition, because they don't have a legitimate reason, so they have been changing the goalposts also and keep talking about all other things and digressing from the main issue.
Right. Okay. Karan Nenwal, we saw the old fierce Modi again. He was on a back foot for long. Have you felt that the Prime Minister was on the back foot? Does this imply for be used? Protesters are planning something for 26th of January. So, first of all, have you felt that the Prime Minister has been on the back foot? I'm not quite sure.
He was not on the back foot, but, his stand, he was not so aggressive. Let us put it that way. He first talked about the farmers' agitation and, how farmers have been misled in his Mann Ki Baat on November 29th. That was the first time that he publicly spoke about it. So, his stand was not that aggressive, because it was more of more of a soft outreach to the farmers, that how this government is behind them, and how keeping on reiterating time and again that all these misgivings that the farmers have, that the MSP would be removed and mandis would shut down. That is not correct. So, I mean, it was not that aggressive. Today, it was very, very aggressive.
Right. And the second part of his question is to do with, whether the government would use force if the protesters are planning something for 26 January. So how much is it helping the government, the center, Maushmi, the fact that Delhi, the police is under Home Ministry, is under the center, and the NCR region has Haryana and UP, all of which is BJP ruled. So is that helping BJP maintain law and order to a great extent? Otherwise, could this have gotten out of hand?
Yes, that has helped. I think, no government, be it the BJP government, BJP-led NDA government, or any other government who would have been in power would use force against farmers, because, they comprise a very big chunk of the vote bank, and no party
would
be seen as anti-farmer in India.
Right.
So that is one thing. So I don't think force should be used. Also, today, while releasing the installment for PM Kisan, he also spoke to a number of farmers online across the country, and he tried to interact with them and ask them about how they have been impacted by farm laws. Many of the farmers, for instance, there was a farmer in life stage. So he also used this to
case
and also to kind of basically clear the misgivings that farmers have, that there was this farmer from Arunachal Pradesh who said that he has sold so he has a FPO and they are selling organic ginger. So the PM asked him directly that apart the company that came to buy, the company with whom you had an agreement to sell organic ginger, did the company also come and take away your land? So the farmer said that no, the land is with us and the land will remain with us. So the PM said that, see, your land will be with you. Nobody's taking away the land. So basically trying to also,
reassure
farmers and to kind of clear the doubts or apprehensions that they have about the new law.
Right. Okay. Biswa Das, Merry Christmas to both of you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Do you think that India needs a public procurement of wheat and rice anymore, given we are surplus on these items?
We are surplus on both wheat and rice, but there is no plan as yet to do away with public procurement of these two farm produce. In fact, today also the PM said that this is again one of the misgivings that the farmers have, that once the three farm laws kick in, which basically deregulate the farm markets. Farmers will be able to sell their produce anywhere to anybody outside the agriculture produce marketing committees, the mandis basically. So the PM tried to reassure the farmers that that's not going to happen, as in the government is procuring wheat and rice directly from the farmers, and it's going to continue. The MSP is going to be there, so there is no need to kind of
panic on that. So Arvind Singh wants to know if the farm law is taken back, is MSP on the table? So is there any possibility of the government blinking?
I don't think so, because the agriculture minister, other senior leaders in the party have been talking about it all this while, that there is no plan to do away with the MSP. Farmers, if they want, they can, MSP, they can sell their produce at MSP also. Even today the PM said that if some farmer wants to sell it in the mandi, he can do that. He can sell it at MSP. So there is, the government is not doing away with the MSP. But the thing is, the farmers' concern is that if the government has been saying it time and again, why can't they have one written provision in the law saying that
MSP will not be touched?
MSP won't be tinkered with. So that is one grievance that they have, and which this government has not been able to kind of clear that why can't they just put one line or give some kind of a written assurance that NSP won't be tinkered with.
All right. Vipin, is the present agitation capable of spreading beyond the northern states? Can the farmer organization match the organization machinery of the BJP? Merry Christmas to the entire team. Thank you to you too. So, yeah, it's a point that the farmer agitation has remained sort of concentrated in this heartland sort of Punjab, UP, Haryana farmers.
Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to spread elsewhere. But see, they are getting support from farmers from other parts of the country also. Last week, these farmers from Nasik, 200 odd farmers from Nasik came to Delhi to lend support to the farmers who are protesting here. And in other states also, some of the other states also, there have been protests, but then the protest has not been that organized.
Right, because in Assam also I remember there were some protests, so it has been, but yeah, it's in a larger point, it has remained.
Yeah, it has remained concentrated in North India.
So Maushmi, what is, obviously the government has this outreach plan in mind, given that an angry set of farmers is not in the best interests of any political party. What is a larger plan? This was a PM address. Are there more such addresses planned? Are union ministers being sort of unleashed to talk to farmers?
See, leaders in the government, union ministers in the government have been reaching out, but the thing is that the talk right now, it has, there is a stalemate because the farmers are adamant that they will only talk to the government when the three laws are put in abeyance.
Right.
And the government says that, you come and talk to us and discuss, and the farmers are saying that there is nothing to discuss unless and until the three laws are put in abeyance, and then only they can come and talk. So there is kind of a stalemate. It's not moving ahead. There will be, of course, more outreach because, like you said, no government wants to, wants this kind of protest to continue because it's bad optics, bad political optics, especially, in next year when you have so many states going to polls. So, but there would be they would try to reach out, and they are trying to see if, any breakthrough can be achieved by negotiation, by reaching out behind the staged negotiation, backdoor channels talk have been happening, but nothing has come, nothing has...
No concrete...
Yeah, no concrete decision has happened so
far. All right, Maushmi, thank you so much for helping us make sense of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address today and explaining the politics behind the address as well. Thank you for watching Government Matters, for sending in your questions. Have a lovely weekend.